Hey everyone, and this is going to be a quick video about a couple of the concept ideas that I had for my bullet journals. And this is the blue abstract layout. And in this one, we'll need the Crayola super tip markers in a blue and a gray. Also need the Panda Fly pen. It's size 20. I got this off of Amazon. It's a brush lettering pen. And then the final item is the Uniball Signo Broad in white, and I'll use that to write out the days of the week. So let's go ahead and get started into this first one. And the first thing I decided to do, since I wanted an abstract layout, was I lined out the pages and then grabbed this blue super tip marker and just shaded in some blobs so that I could either draw the number for the week or write out the letters. I didn't really quite know at that time. And then I grabbed my Panda Fly brush marker and I filled in these black squares so that I could write out the day of the week. I did 4 for this one because I wanted to fill the page in and I didn't want to have any additional art on the page. It's pretty much these blue squares are what draw your eye, and then the writing on top of it really just, it makes it pop a little bit more, I think. To divide each day of the week, because I didn't want to put the black marker all the way across the page, I grabbed this gray super tip marker and I put a border so that you could kind of see where the day ends. And then we go in and grab our Panda Fly pen. It's in a smaller one. I think it's a 21. I'm not 100% positive. And then I just write out the days, the number of the days. This first one, I spelled first wrong. Mistakes happen. You can't really, genie's out of the box now, you know what I mean? Can't take it back unless it was erasable, and it's obviously not. So the rest of them I spelled right, which, you know, I'll take it. And this I actually did a while ago, and it was when I kind of just started the brush lettering, so it's not great. It's pretty good. It's better than when I started like really closely in the beginning. I did a lot of practice, and I'm still practicing today. So yeah, that's what I did. Then I grabbed my white Uniball pen and wrote out the days of the week. And I did each day in kind of like a block lettering. I didn't want to do it in cursive because I already had the cursive letters on here and I thought that would be just a little bit too much cursive on the page. So I decided to just do these all capital letters. I didn't want to do lowercase because I did want them to stand out, but I didn't want them to detract too much away from the blue, the color, and the cursive on the page. So I think it complemented pretty nicely. And I add another little border at the bottom. So that's pretty much it for this page right here. Really simple. And now we're moving on to rain and clouds. I did draw this one out as well beforehand so that I could kind of know what the layout was and the spacing that I would need. And I used the Pilot pen, the Precise V5. I think it's the 0.5 one. Then I used a bunch of Crayola super tip markers, just different colors. I used the black, pink, red, yellow, blue, and I used 2 shades of gray that I forgot to add to this page right here. I used this Sakura Pigma Micron pen in 01. And that's pretty much it. So we'll just go ahead and hop into the drawing of this. So I grabbed my ruler because I don't like making squiggly lines, and I drew out some boxes. I was supposed to do a drop shadow on these boxes, and I didn't. I forgot afterwards, but it still looks good, and if I do it in another future spread, I can definitely go through and add a drop shadow to one of those. This book is just, as I said, it's a concept book, so later on in the future, if I want to use this design, I can do that. I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest, and I do Google searches, and it's just a really good way for me to put all of those things that I see down on paper. I drew these clouds here. It's really basic, and I used my my Pilot pen, and then I should have used the Pigma to do my line art, but you know, I normally just grab whatever pen I can. And I draw this little umbrella at the base of the page, and if you are going to do this design, you can definitely use this space at the bottom for either notes, or you can make the cloud a little bit bigger and use notes in that, or your weekly event, or if you want to do a tracker, you can definitely use a space for that. Since this is just a concept page, I just wanted to draw the art on this page. I love this little water droplet that I do on top of this, on top of Sunday's box, because it looks like it's splattering, and that was really fun to do. And then I just finished up coloring in, or the line art on this page here. And then that very last one that I did is kind of look like it's just falling from the back. I grabbed this Pigma pen to do my days of the week, to write them out. And one thing I did forget when I did this is I didn't put the numbers. And you can definitely either do like a little black circle and fill it in with white, or anything you want. I was just kind of going for my aesthetic. I take this dark gray Crayola super tip, I went blank for a second there, and I outline it. So the first thing I do on this entire page is, while coloring it in, I do an outline, because I don't want to add too much color. I didn't want to make it seem way too busy. So I do the outline of all my raindrops, and then I will go in and outline my umbrella as well. So just to show those different colors. And I'm thinking at this moment, I'm like, well, let me grab a couple of colors from my stash and color this umbrella in. So I used the pink, and then I grabbed this green, and I like them because they're not super fluorescent colors. They're more muted, which I really like. And I didn't go online and look for like a multicolored umbrella. I just kind of picked these colors from what I think it looks like, instead of getting a reference picture. And this is me actually just coloring it, and I'm like, it looks good, but it could look better if I color it in. Normally I don't like coloring in too much, because the paper that I have is 100 GSM, and this isn't the best. It's not really made for a lot of art pieces, and it pills if you do too many layering. So that's why I did the outline, and I just filled it in, and I made sure that I didn't overlap my lines too many times. This big cloud that I have, the way I do my lines is, since it makes a lot of streaks whenever you do the coloring, I kind of did it in a circular motion, so that it kind of went with the general shape of it, and it kind of made it seem more dimensional, I guess. So I just color it in with, going around in a circle instead of doing everything in one direction. It looked out pretty good. And then the final thing that I do on here is I grab a black, or I do the pink outlines, and then I grab this black super tip marker and I color in the umbrella. That's pretty much it for this work. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you watched here. And as always, thanks for watching.